All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome out to Speed Racing Network, where we present week number 4 of the Truck Series here at Daytona Road Course. My name is Sean Griffith. I am here with one of our better Cup Series drivers, Timothy Latham. Tim, how's it going tonight, man?
Doing pretty good. I had a pretty long day at work, so I'm glad to unwind and watch this race.
Well, this is a good one to watch to unwind because there's not going to be a ton of stress out here. No cautions on the track tonight, but it is a ton of turns. 14 turns, 3.61 miles. This thing is a beast.
Yeah, it's a pretty big track. It's one of the bigger road courses that we go to. So, I'm very interested to see how these guys handle it. We've been on oval so far, so this is a pretty good change of pace. And they're running about 2-minute lap times out here, so they're going to be pretty long.
Yeah, this is one of those courses where if you don't practice, you might as well not even show up because you've got to figure out the lines. You've got to figure all that stuff out. And I'll tell you, all of these guys have been practicing all week long, and we've seen some monster times.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to practice here as much as possible because, unlike an oval where times can be, within a second of each other, these guys, the gap is there. There's some times that are, up to 10 seconds difference. So it's going to be interesting to see what the gap is here and who can overcome this road course. But, man, I feel like it's going to be a pretty entertaining race tonight.
Yeah, it is going to be a great race out there. And let's talk about the Truck Series for a second here. So 20 weeks, fixed setups, 2 fast repairs. So this is a really good learning league for people.
Yeah, absolutely. With the fast repairs, you got 2 extra chances in case, you hit the wall or hit another driver or something. So unlike the Cup Series where you have none, or even the Xfinity where you only have 1, you get all the chances in the world to make up for any mistakes you make tonight.
Oh, definitely. So, and there will be mistakes. I can promise you that. Like I said, they have been working really, really hard, but that doesn't mean that people aren't going to go off road here tonight. But, the big numbers there at the bottom, $300 for first place for the season, and then $100 for the team championship for the season. We'll get into all those standings here in just a second. But, how important is it to have a team that knows what they're doing on a track like this?
Well, I mean, it's very important to have a talented group of guys that can run a road course. We got a few of them on the schedule, so and one in the playoffs, so that's going to be very important when that time comes. But yeah, so you want to be consistent throughout the whole season, and road courses are a part of that.
Yes, they are, definitely. And this is, again, road courses are some of the toughest things that you could possibly do just because you're not just turning left, you're turning right also.
Yeah, left and right. So it is interesting to see, who the road course ringers are tonight. It looks like we got a few sub 2-minute times already in practice, so we'll see if they can translate that to a race. It's easy to hot lap. It's very difficult to go out there and consistently run fast.
Definitely. So let's talk about what's on the line here tonight because we do have some prize money. First place is $25 in that all-important free entry into the Xfinity Series, which is tomorrow night.
Yeah, and that entry into the Xfinity Series, normally it's $10, so you get that free entry, you get a chance to earn even more money. As you see, second place is $15, third, fourth is $10, fifth, sixth, and seventh is $5. So if you finish in the top 7, you're getting your money back for tonight.
Yeah, and when we have this many cars on the track, I mean, we've got 40 cars out there right now, and they're all finishing up their practice, and then they're going to get into qualifying. But, that type of money, so first place, that $25 could pay for 5 weeks of this, and that is just amazing because that's a quarter of our season.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of people that are definitely going to be paying every single week here, and you want to take as much money as you can, and especially with the team championship, the driver championship, you can make your money back pretty easy if you're good enough to get in the top 5 here.
Well, there's another award out there tonight, which will get you 10 races out here, and that is the Sparkle and Shine Mobile Detailing Shiny Car Award. So the highest placed driver with 0 incidents. They have to have 0 incidents, meaning you don't hit the wall, you don't go off track, you don't hit another car, nothing. But if you can do that, you get $50, which, again, that's half the season.
Yeah, and this award here is one of those things where, especially in the Truck Series, where $50 goes a really long way. I kind of want to see if there's going to be some people that, don't want to really try too hard to win the race. They just want to finish high enough to get this award.
Yeah, and there could be those people out there. I know people are really excuse me. People are very careful on road courses to begin with, just because I mean one bad move and that could put you out of the race for a long time. So I can imagine that people are going to be kind of tiptoeing around this place.
Yeah, and especially when you put an incentive out there like that, you're going to see a lot of guys trying to race a lot cleaner too.
Yeah, and we've got the other payouts going on. So this is the season-long payouts. So by Griffith CPA firm. So our season-long payouts: first place $300, second place $150, third place $100, fourth place $75, fifth place $50, and that all-important team championship for $100. So a lot of money on the line here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, and it scales up through the series, and I'm very excited to be racing the Cup Series because you know they're giving out a bunch of money there too. So. You know, obviously you want to go out there and win that championship, so these guys are going to try to stay consistent and gun for that $300.
Yeah, there is a ton of money on the line all season this year. And I'll tell you, last season we gave away over $5,000 in prize money throughout the entire series. And this season we're projecting to give out over $15,000 between the three series. So just a ton of money on the line. And that's worth it to get out here and practice on something that's fun to do anyway, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you want to get as much seat time as you possibly can so you can go out there and try to win the race. You know, you can't win races if you don't practice. And, you know, I'm one of those guys that goes out there and practices a lot each week, and it really does pay off.
Now, next up, we've got our Clean Driver Award for the season. So the Sparkle and Shine Shiny Car Award, that's for tonight, but the Clean Driver Award for the entire season, the Butt Kicker Company has gone out and they've given us 3 butt kickers to give away, so 1 for each series. So if you are the cleanest driver in the series, then you will win a free butt kicker, which can just change your entire experience on this game.
Yeah, I don't have one myself. I have heard that you know, if when you can feel those when you can feel the car getting loose, you can feel the bumps and everything, you know, it is a whole different experience. And you know, I actually had a chance to race for one. I didn't win the race, unfortunately, but you know, that is one of those things that just gives you more immersion in the sim for sure.
And that's what this is all about. I mean, simulations are supposed to put you in the middle of everything, and so nothing wrong with having an item like that. Now, if you already have a butt kicker, or you want a butt kicker and you don't want to wait until the end of the season, go to the butt kicker website, use our discount code SRNVS20. You get 20% off of a regularly priced butt kicker, and I'm telling you, it will change your life forever.
Yeah, that's a really good deal too. 20% off is a pretty big chunk.
Yes, it is. Now let's talk about somebody that can actually help your driving even more, because if you want to be the best, a lot of times you're going to need a coach, somebody that can, you know, show you the ropes, get you around the track a little bit better than you did before. And so this guy, Kane Cook, one of the best drivers on iRacing, he's actually up there in the highest series, the Coca-Cola series.
Yeah, the Coca-Cola series is the cream of the crop. You know, those are the guys that are racing for hundreds of thousands of dollars every year. And, you know, if you want to be like that person, you might as well learn from one of them.
Yeah, definitely. And he is a fantastic coach. And so if you want to book a session with Kane Cook, he's got single sessions, he's got double sessions, he has team sessions for 5 people, or he has group sessions for up to 10 people. You can go to speedracingnetwork.com, and there is a link there that you can fill out to get your session put together. So definitely worth the time, worth the money if you want to be really good out here.
Absolutely. And you know, I try to be that mentor myself, you know, with my teammates, and you know, help them out and get them to learn some things, you know. So it's nice to see these guys, you know, they're big names, they probably don't have that much free time on their hands, but it's nice to see those guys helping out the people that, you know, don't really have the opportunity to get up in the Coke series.
Definitely. Now, some of our drivers out here, they've done really well this season, including Michael Madden, who you see on the screen right now. He's won 2 races this season, and that puts him up in first place in the points. But look at Corey Saucier. He is nipping at his heels.
Yeah, he's right there, you know, for not winning a race. He's only 2 points behind. So, you know, he's one of those drivers that's consistent. So it'd be interesting to see if he can get a win this season too. Maybe pass up Michael Madden in points tonight.
Yeah, some of these guys out here, and Andrew Harris with his win last week, you can see a lot of Rev Racing drivers. I think there's 4 of them in this top 15, so they definitely have an advantage heading towards the playoffs. We've got Striker Motorsports, who is up there with a couple of their drivers, Tank Racing as well. So we've got a lot of great drivers in this league, and only 15 can make it into the playoffs. So this is going to shake out over time, but every single race is important.
Yeah, absolutely. If you miss a race, that can very well impact your season for sure. You want to make it to as many races as possible. Try to finish as best you possibly can, so you could make it to that top 15.
Yeah, so there's still some guys outside the top 15. Obviously, not everybody can make it to the playoffs. But if you look at some of the names on here, Taylor Smith, one of our playoff drivers from last season. You see Matthew Johnson down in 39th. He was a playoff driver for us last season as well. So a couple great drivers there that are not in that cut yet.
Yeah, and it's only the fourth week of the season, so we got 6 more to go after this. To get them in the playoffs. So I feel like some of these guys can bounce back and hopefully make it into that top 15. But yeah, a bunch of big names for sure that are still outside the cut.
Now, taking a look at our team standings, and so Rev Racing is kind of dominating this season already. But again, like you said, we're only in our 4th week here, so there's still time. If they have a bad race and another team has a good race, then they can be caught. But with those 2 wins, that's definitely helping them stay out front.
Yeah, and R&D for not having any wins, they're not too far behind. They're 44 points behind. So they could have a good race tonight. One of the Rev guys can have a bad race, and it could really impact these team standings.
Definitely. Now, of course, these team standings are brought to you by Sandwich Man Racing Sports and Sports Memorabilia. So Sandwich Man has a lot of great stuff on their Shopify website. So find them on Shopify. They have all sorts of diecast models. They have some autographed items from different racers as well as some other sports as well. So all that inventory is constantly changing. So definitely jump online, find Sandwich Man Racing and Sports Memorabilia, and go out there and buy some of those gifts for your favorite driver, because there's some good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen it firsthand. I know one of our Cup Series drivers, Justin Boyles, he actually got his package from Sandwich Man earlier today, and I want to say there's probably about 15 die casts in it.
Yeah, he collects diecast, and one of the funniest things was he raced a throwback paint this past Sunday, and it just so happened that one of those diecasts was his throwback paint, and so really a kind of a neat deal.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about each of our individual teams. Again, brought to you by Sandwich Man Racing and Sports Memorabilia. Our team introductions, and we'll start off with the leaders right now, Rev Racing. And they've just got a phenomenal team put together, led the way by Michael Madden, of course. But you've got a few guys on this list that have just – this is a team full of superstars.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You got guys like Byron McDonald. I know he's your co-host in the Cup Series up there for broadcasting. You got Nathan Nixon, who actually ran a really fast time in practice earlier. Sean Kozier and Cody Riggs. These guys, they're in the points lead for a reason. This is definitely a good group of drivers here.
Oh yeah, they're fantastic. And then we got R&D Motorsports. These are the ones that have the best chance to do something tonight if Rev Racing messes up. But Corey Saucier, who's second in points right now. Bobby Anderson, a strong driver there. Jason Crack, he's a pretty good driver as well. Trevor White hasn't been here for the last couple weeks, so we'll see if he's here tonight. And then Mike Mosby as well. So R&D Motorsports, David Duke has really put together a good team here.
Yeah, he's put a good group of guys together in pretty much every league he's raced in so far. So and they're right behind Rev on the team championship. So we'll see if they can kind of nip their heels a little more and get that points lead to shrink a little bit.
Next up, we got Jonathan Beyer Racing, led by Jonathan Beyer himself. And Beyer has had really 3 great races, just hasn't had the finishes that he wanted to. But he's built a team around him with Jack Johnson, who's been really fast this week. Joaquin Meza, who's kind of mid-pack right now. James Kerr, Kyle Wimble, both mid-pack as well. But he's got a great team here, and they could be the dark horses.
Yeah, there's always that one team out there that could sneak up and take a points lead, or bite into the points lead that you got right now. So I feel like this is one of the dark horse teams for sure.
Next up, we've got last season's team championship winners, Stryker Motorsports, and Travis Trevelyan was on that Stryker Motorsports team, and he decided to build a team around himself here in the Truck Series. And one of the superstars on this team, Brandon Domain, who's currently third in points, and also it seems like he's a very good road course driver because he's been towards the front all week.
Yeah, and you have Jose Castellanos. So he actually had the fastest time in practice earlier. So it'll be interesting to see where he finishes tonight and where he qualifies. But you got Joe Ruggles Jr. on the team as well. This is another dark horse team. I feel like I know they won the championship. It's not the same group of guys, but you know they could still bounce back and get up there in this team battle.
Definitely. And then Team SRN, this is the home team, kind of the factory team, if you will. And they actually have a new driver on this team in Rob Yost, who was an independent. And he's up there. I think he's right on the cut line for the most part.
Yeah, you know, since he was an independent last week, you know, they obviously feel like he has enough talent to race on this team. So it's good for him that he found a team that he could be on. You know, we got Taylor Smith, one of the best drivers from last season, Mid-South Madness, making the playoffs, and you know, Tevin Whitner. Corey Knight, he's the resident painter for SRN. I know he's pretty good out there. You know, I feel like this group of guys here, if they can be consistent, I think they could get into the team battle as well.
Next up, we got Tank Racing, and so none of these guys are people that drove with us last season, but you got Vincent Cortez on this team that has been up towards the front of the pack pretty much all season long. You got Walter Lipicki, who taught Mike Lipicki from the Xfinity Series all that he knows. Jeremy Duncan has been a great driver this season as well. So we've got some good drivers here that could make a move.
Yeah, you know, this is another one of those dark horse teams. There's a lot of them in the field, and with the fixed setups, you know, it makes it ever so tighter. So, again, consistency is key. If these guys can knock off some good finishes, they could be up there as well.
Next up, we got Kmr Warrior Racing, and so this is a brand new team to Speed Racing Network this season, and all these guys are from French Canada, so a lot of fun to talk to these guys. Really, they're good drivers out here, and not only that, but their paint schemes are on point.
Yeah, I agree. I do love those paint schemes. They all got the triple numbers. You know, the team coordination there. I do like that aspect, and you know, it's glad to see some representation from Canada here too.
Then we got Bronco Motorsports, and Bronco's kind of behind the eight ball because they've only got 4 drivers on the team, but they do have last week's winner, Andrew Harris, and Brian Crocker is a great driver too. We just haven't really seen him up towards the front this season. Cole Martin has been up front though, so we've got a little bit of work to do here, but definitely have the horses. If you forget my pun there, we got the horses to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, like you said, you got last week's winner, Andrew Harris. He didn't lead the most laps last week, but he did lead a pretty big chunk of them. So you know, it's one of those drivers that's slowly making his way to the top. And you know, this team, if they can get the rest of the team to do that same thing, they can win this championship.
Then we got H2k Motorsports, which stands for Hard to Kill, and these guys are hard to kill now. Again, they're another team that's kind of behind the eight ball. Up until this week, they've only had 3 drivers, so it's tough to move up in the team standings when only 3 drivers are contributing there. But now they've got 4 guys on the team, and hopefully they can kind of get it all put together.
Yeah, this is one of those team full of hopefuls that they can go up there and you know, compete for wins and championships. I know David Swift is one of those guys out there. He's probably got the biggest heart in the field. You know, he's always wanting to go up there and battle for wins. You know, just some things unfortunately happen, but you know, I think this team, if they can hone their craft and get their skills where they need them to be, I think they can be up there in the top teams as well.
And finally, we've got our independent drivers that are out there tonight, and there's one driver that's missing out there, and possibly one of the more important drivers that's missing. Daniel Baudler is going to be joining us tonight, and he has done a really, really good job of running these road courses.
Yeah, you know, some of these guys from the other leagues that are filling in tonight, the independents like Greg Olenek and Daniel Baudler, they're the top 2 in qualifying right now. So, you know, they got something to prove. They're going to go out there and try to win this race. You know, it's not all about teams for them. They want to go out there and win that money.
All right, and so they are almost done right now with qualifying. So just one more time, let's talk about those race payouts. Again, $25 for first place, plus that all-important Xfinity race entry, and then second place 15, third 10, fourth 10, and then fifth through seventh, all $5 a piece.
Yeah, so with the free Xfinity entry, these guys that are in the Xfinity series now that are coming down, that's a good opportunity for them, so they don't have to spend that $10. But I know some of these truck drivers want to get that win and go up into the Xfinity series, so that way they can have another shot at making some more money.
All right, now that qualifying is done, we are out there on the track, and it looks like a couple of our independents, so Greg Olenek and Daniel Baudler, 1 and 2.
Yeah, you got Jose Castellanos. I know he ran the fastest time in practice, so I feel like he's got a good shot at it too. And then you got Brandon Domain, another Striker Motorsports driver, up there in third.
And then you've got Jose Castellanos from Striker Motorsports in fourth. Corey Saucier, our second place in points, up there in fifth. And then Michael Madden himself, our point leader, up in sixth.
Yeah, you got his teammate Nathan Nixon down there in seventh. He was a fast guy in practice too, so we'll see how he does tonight. Michael Dion from Kmr Warrior Racing, the Canada boy, up there in eighth.
Then you've got ninth place Byron McDonald, who is my co-broadcaster on Sunday nights from Rev Racing. Nicholas St. Germain in 10th for KMR Warrior Racing as well.
And then you got Bruce Amsden for Tank Racing up there in 11th. Cole Martin for Bronco Motorsports up in 12th.
All right, so that is our top 12. So let's jump out there on the track and see if we can figure out how everybody's doing. It looks like everybody's starting to grid up here, and so I got to tell you, man, I'm kind of excited about this race. Road courses are fun.
Yeah, I'm excited too. This is our first road course race of the season. We'll see who can get some fast times around this place. I don't know if it's going to be like the Cup Series. And the Xfinity series in real life, where they kind of drive each other off the cliff and, going into turn one, everyone flies off track. We'll see how that goes. But, it'll be pretty interesting to see who can jump out front quick. And if you're out front at a road course, it's really hard to get past you.
Yeah, the last time we were at a road course, not the last time, but the time before that, one of our drivers was so far out in front that he started lapping the field, and that's when he got into trouble. It wasn't leading the race. It was trying to get around the lapped cars.
Yeah, that's one of those things, really, with road course racing. I know everywhere, really, but with road course racing, it's a lot harder to get by some of these guys. The tracks are usually narrower. The lap cars, there's such a big difference in speed a lot of times, and it could be a lot more difficult to get back past these guys, that's for sure.
And we are just kind of getting around the track, and they are going to be cutting through these chicanes just so they can all get kind of bunched up together. But Greg Olenek is going to get that restart, or that start. Sorry, not restart. We're going to start this thing up. The Road to Daytona 125.
Green flag is out. Let's see how they manage turn one here.
And Greg Olenek dives in there, and he is going to lead. Oh, we got a little bit of bumping already.
I knew something like that was going to happen.
And Corey Saucier gets a nice line on that because of all of it. Back towards the back already, reckon.
Oh. Yeah, it looks like they got through it for the most part, and then they started wrecking coming into turn two there.
And so Greg Olenek just kind of starts to pull away a little bit. Michael Madden is going to pull into second position. Corey Saucier, our second place points leader, is right behind Michael Madden there. So we've got points leader, then second place in points, third place in points as 2, 3, and 4 right now on the track.
Yeah, and Michael Madden started sixth and got through that mess on the first lap there. He gained 4 spots, excuse me. Now he's up to second. So two-time winner already. Let's see if he can chase down Olenek. It looks like Olenek's got a pretty huge lead on these guys so far.
Yes, he does. He is on his way already. And we are going to try to figure out exactly how he's 2.5 seconds ahead already. So let's back up a little bit as the race for second place heats up.
Yeah, we got a battle here. Corey Saucier. He's got a little right front damage there. Looks like he got into that incident there at the beginning. They're going 2 out through the bus stop. Oh, they make a little contact. Oh, man.
It's so tough to do. This is such a thin track on the infield.
Yeah, with the bus stop and all the chicanes and the infield section, it really is a thin track like I was talking about earlier. It's very hard to make it too wide, especially through the bus stop there.
And so Michael Madden will kind of solidify that second position as we're coming around, and still just on lap 1. All that stuff happened on lap 1, and finally we get to lap 2 as Greg Olenek leads that first lap.
Yeah, it's always good to lead that one lap. He's gets a bonus point for that one. It looks like Corey Saucier's caught back up to Michael Madden here. He might try to make a move on him on the infield.
But Greg Olenek has really checked out. He is 3 seconds ahead of everybody on the track. That is really, really fast to go that far in front.
Yeah, it looks like he's putting on a clinic right now. He's in the best position. He doesn't really have to try too hard to get away from these guys. He's already got a pretty big lead. So we'll see if he tries to make it even bigger, or if he just wants to maintain it for now.
So Michael Madden still in second place here. Now, of course, he's got the points lead, and Greg Olenek, he actually gets points up there in the Xfinity League, so he cannot gain any points here. Only Michael Madden and these others can. So this is a good position for Michael Madden to be in here in second.
Yeah, it's a great position for him. He can extend that points lead on everybody, and that's what you want to do. You want to get the best finishes as possible, so you can get that get a good points lead on everyone.
And we're going to go back just a little ways here. So we got Joe Ruggles and Matt Johnson fighting side by side. That is for 8th position.
Yeah, they looked like they were side by side for a little bit. I think Joe just let him have it there.
Which is a smart move here. But I mean, it is so hard to go side by side when you're not out there on the actual oval itself. Once you get inside that oval, it is tough to pass anybody. You can see, I believe that's Kevin Jobin in the 141 trying to make up some ground here on his teammate Nicholas St. Germain, and he'll make that pass.
Yeah, and you see a bunch of these guys like Kevin Jobin, they already got a little bit of damage from that first incident there. And, it doesn't really hurt you too much at a road course. I'd be more concerned if it were at an oval. But, these guys, they got to stay out of those incidents, and especially if they want that Sparkle and Shine award tonight.
So Corey Saucier takes that second position away from Michael Madden, and let's see if he can try to pull away a little bit. Oh, it looks like Madden got a little bit loose there.
Just a little bit. That allows the guys behind him to catch him. Looks like the 33 of Nathan Nixon's going to go to his left side. Keeps the position.
And Jose Castellanos, he is trying to make that same move on Madden here.
Ooh. Man, it really looked like he squeezed him there on the outside. Jose was very smart to let off there and not try to make things worse.
And now Nathan Nixon passes his teammate Michael Madden. So a couple of Rev drivers side by side. I'm not sure you want to be that way.
Yeah, it looks like Nathan might have got a little bit loose off the corner there and just let him have it. Again, that's a smart thing to do. Just give and take with these guys on the road course. Looks like he's going to try to get him back on the oval part here. Ooh, had to check up there.
Yeah, you just got to be super careful when you got teammates side by side. You do not want any friendly fire because you don't want to have to go back and talk to these guys afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to run into a teammate. That's just going to cause more problems than it should. And, these guys are battling so hard. Greg Olenek is just pulling away from everybody right now. He's got a pretty sizable lead.
Yeah, right now 5 seconds ahead of Corey Saucier and Michael Madden. And so he is definitely running away with this thing. Now, again, he's got to be super careful because as he's going to start catching up to lap traffic here eventually, he's got to be careful to figure out how to get around them because obviously they're not up front. They're not driving very well.
Yeah, and once you get to those guys, like I said before, there's such a gap in speed sometimes that it's difficult to find a spot to get around them. So you got to time that pretty well. It's best to do it on the oval part, as the infield's really really thin.
Back up front. Yep, Greg Olenek still 5 seconds out front. Now back towards the back here. I love this racing on the actual oval itself because people get side by side and they make these crazy moves. But Kevin Joven try. Oh, and here we go. Yeah, we found a good one.
There it is. You got one around. That is the 19.
And so, wow, a lot of damage there. And again, they do have 2 fast repairs, so they can go get fixed. But the longer you're off the track, I mean, there's no yellow flags here.
Yeah, there's no yellow flag, so there's not a chance. If you spin around, there's not a chance for you really to catch back up. You just have to drive as hard as you can to catch back up to these guys. Looks like Corey Saucier's actually pulled a sizable lead off Michael Madden here.
He has. It's about 2.5 seconds now, so 2.5 seconds on Michael Madden. And still, Michael Madden 3rd place, Nathan Nixon in 4th place there. So a couple of Rev drivers, this is going to do nothing but help their point standings.
Oh, absolutely. You know, you got the 2 Rev drivers in the top 3. That's just going to extend their points lead if the other drivers can have a good night too.
Going back just a little bit further here. Actually, we're going to go back a lot further. We're going to check out Vincent Cortez. So one of our more popular drivers out here, he's got some serious damage there already.
Yeah, that front end looks pretty torn up. Doesn't really look like it's bad anywhere else. But you know, as we said earlier, there are 2 fast repairs, so he's going to have 2 more shots to keep that truck clean.
And again, back up here with Corey Saucier, so 2 seconds ahead of Nathan Nixon and Michael Madden, who again are side by side. So a couple teammates once again. Oh, and it looks like Nathan Nixon locks it up.
Yeah, and you know that was actually smart by him. Instead of hitting that turtle and damaging the truck, you know, just slide through, take the penalty, and slow down. And you know, you still got a clean enough truck that you can stay out there without pitting.
And now everybody's starting to spread out a little bit. So we got Matt Johnson back here, and again, playoff driver from a season ago. And so he is going to make a little bit of a move on Bruce Hampson and take that position away. Now he's got Joe Ruggles in his sights.
Yeah, it looks like Bruce just let him go there. It's a smart move if you know a driver's faster than you. You know, just let him go. Looks like he almost got in the back of Joe Ruggles there. He's going to go to his inside and try to pass him in this corner. Oh, Ruggles off the track.
And again, just one mistake. And when you're around other people like that, you know, you practice on a single line the entire week. And when somebody is in that line, you have to figure out how to race the track that you've never really raced before.
Yeah, and especially if you're not used to practicing around other drivers, you know, it's hard to tell, you know, where their lines, where their braking points are. So you kind of just have to learn that throughout the race. And you know, when you're next to people, you know, it kind of does make things a little more difficult.
And just checking in back here up at the front, so Greg Olenek now 6.5 seconds ahead. And so this is great practice for him for tomorrow night. Now, we did have a winner in the Xfinity Series that was from the Cup Series. So Greg would actually be the second winner from outside their original series here if this continues to hold up. But we've seen leads bigger than this go away quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, with leads like this, you're more susceptible to getting into your own head and making mistakes. And, you know, hopefully that doesn't happen to him tonight. I know I've been at the bad end of that instance. So, you know, just stay in your head. Don't try to pressure yourself too hard and just maintain.
And again, just lots of damage out there on the track. I know Ted Rekich out there in the chat just said, hey, bunch of damaged trucks. What happened? I'll tell you exactly what happened, Ted. It is called Daytona Road Course.
Oh, yeah. You know, this road course is very, very treacherous at some points. And, you know, good on some of these drivers for learning the course so quickly and being able to go out there and run some clean laps.
Going back up front again, and it looks like Nathan Nixon has caught up to his teammate, Michael Madden, and now they are going to be side by side for just a little while here on the infield, and Nathan Nixon makes the pass.
Yeah, you know, getting that other spot from his teammate there, you know, if you're Michael Madden, that's not really something you want to happen. You know, it just keeps you from getting that points lead on Corey Saucier, and you know, it looks like they might be tied here if it shakes out just like this.
Yeah, and I mean that's if one of them can lead a lap, then obviously that would affect things as well. But man, that would be really interesting going into Daytona in 2 weeks with a tie score up at the top of the leaderboard.
Oh yeah, and obviously the tiebreaker would be the wins at that point. So, yeah, looks like Michael Madden is kind of slipping back a little bit. Obviously that's not what you want to do, and hopefully he can rebound and get back up there and pass his teammate again.
Now up here in third, Jose Castellanos made that pass into third position. So now we've got him trying to track down Corey Saucier and doing a great job of it. He is right there on his tail as we go through that oval.
Yeah, absolutely. He's right there. We're going into the final chicane here. He's done a good job at managing his tires and being able to get up there. It looks like he hit the turtle a little bit. Shouldn't hurt him too much. Corey Saucier still has a little bit of nose damage, so I don't know if that's slowing him down a little bit, but Jose's doing a great job catching up to him here.
Now, I know that the entire Striker Motorsports team have been practicing all week long. They've had private sessions going pretty much every single day of the week, and so they have been working on their lines extremely hard, and that seems to be paying off here for Jose.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The more you practice, obviously the better you are, so he's doing a great job at showing that he came to play here tonight. Oh!
Last week's winner, Andrew Harris, turned it around on the track there.
Yeah, it's not good, well, it looks like he's still a little bit loose. I was waiting for him to hit the wall there. But yeah, obviously, without any cautions, it's going to be very hard for them to catch up.
Yeah, now we got Jason Kratky making the move on Brad Yonkman, and he's going to take 27th position. And of course, this thing is just kind of spreading out a bunch here.
Yeah, and that's a good thing for a lot of these guys. Some of them. It's best if you're not around someone, because like I was talking earlier about pressure, if you're around someone, you want to either get a lead on them or pass them, and you're going to get into your own head and make mistakes. So it's a good thing that this is spreading out, and hopefully we don't have that many incidents tonight.
I'm trying to find some better racing here. I know we got
I've been trying to look through the field myself. It looks like everyone's pretty spread out.
Yeah, except for right here, second and third position. So Jose Castellanos, again, putting pressure on Corey Saucier. And you can see, Corey Saucier's got some damage on that front part of his truck there. And here at Daytona, damage is not a good thing.
No, of course not, especially on the oval part where downforce means everything. Looks like Jose's just going to let him go there. He might try to pass him at another point. It is smart. Ooh, Jose got a little loose there. It is smart just to, let people go, especially if you're going into that tight chicane like that, because it's hard to race too wide there.
And now we are starting to see how this lap traffic can come into play. I mean, so much wrecking, and we're only 8 laps into this thing. Now, we're only going 35 laps tonight, but that is more than enough to figure out a winner here.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 35 laps is a really long distance, especially at a track that's over 3.5 miles long. It is a big track, so 35 laps is a pretty long distance.
And we're taking a look here. Daniel Baudler, who is an independent, so he's one of our Xfinity Series drivers. He's up in 8th. Now, he was one of the better road course drivers in Mid-South Madness Seasons 1 and 2, and so a lot of expectations for him tonight.
Yeah, Daniel Baudler's a guy that's got a lot of talent, and he usually leaves it all in the track. It's checkers or wreckers for him, so we'll see if he can make his way up through the field here. He's doing a good job right now. He's not where he wants to be. He started outside pole, and right now he's back to 8th, so he's falling back a little bit, but he's got the talent. I think he can get up through the field if he tries hard enough. So
this is our third place in the truck standings here. So Brandon Domain, and you can see, so hard to get around that track there. But Brandon Domain, third in points. He has improved every single week. So 13th, 9th, and 3rd for Striker Motorsports.
Yeah, and the top 15 every race so far, it's really consistent. So he's doing a good job. Like you said, he's improving every week, and he was 3rd last week. We'll see if he can improve even more, maybe get a 2nd or a win.
So he is doing just a fantastic job right now as we jump back, and we're going to see Corey Saucier again under fire by Jose Castellanos. Jose just cannot make this pass.
He might be being a little too patient. I know I'm one of those guys that if I'm seeing someone's bumper, it's, you know, I want to get by him as soon as possible. He's showing a lot of patience right now, and I commend him for that. You know, especially at a road course where you're just right on a guy the whole time.
I mean, I guess the trick is, especially here, trying to figure out where you can pass. Right here through the S's, there's just not enough room. And if you look, I'll give you a great view of this. That track is not very wide. You can, it is just not wide enough for even two. Right here, you can barely get around anybody on this straightaway.
Yeah, and especially since it narrows right here at this point, it gets really narrow. You know, you're going to have to either try to pass him going onto the oval. It looks like he might get him here. Corey Saucier went a little wide there.
Yeah, Jose gets to the inside, but he's going to have to turn left here. And he is not going to be able to complete that pass once again. So he's going to have to possibly wait another half lap or so to make that move.
Yeah, just let him go. You know, it's smart when you're going into a corner like that. But I got a feeling he's going to stay with him. He might try to make a pass one of these laps.
Now, Greg Olenek, meantime, has not really been able to get too much further ahead. Now, he's already 7 seconds ahead. I mean, let's be honest here. But he has not been able to extend that any more than that. And so wondering if maybe he's just kind of babying the tires here a little bit.
Maybe, because, you know, like I said earlier, you know, if you want to, you can either have two schools of thought here. You can either try to extend that lead, or you can just maintain. You know, like you said, he's already got a 7-second lead. You know, why make it harder on yourself and make the tires even worse than they are?
And you can see he's got some lap traffic coming up in front of him again, so he's just got to be super careful not to get taken out by a slower driver.
Yeah, and it's actually last week's winner, Andrew Harris, that's in front of him. He's going to be the first car that he gets to here.
And we will back out just a little bit here. So Corey Saucier again, just maintaining that second position. Now let's go back and check on Michael Madden and Nathan Nixon here. So Madden in 5th position, Nathan Nixon up in 4th position, a couple seconds ahead. So Madden having a great race here, just in 5th place. He actually admitted that he's not that good of a road course driver. So being up in 5th place right now is fantastic for him.
Yeah, you know, he qualified 6th, so he's up a spot so far, and you know, he's not falling back at all. You know, he might be losing some time to his teammate there, Nathan Nixon, but he's not falling back in the field. So it's good for him to be in a top 5 right now, especially if he wants to try to extend that points lead. I know Corey Saucier up in 2nd. I think since they're 2 spots apart, Saucier, if it shakes out just like this, he might actually take the points lead tonight.
He very well could, and so he just has to keep it clean up there towards the front of the pack. But let's go back and let's take a look at another couple guys here. So this is Corey Knight here for Team SRN, and so Corey, again, the founder of Mid-South Madness, which kind of morphed into where we're at today with Speed Racing Network, making that pass, and that's actually a lap down car, so that's Joaquin Meza that he just passed there. So Corey still in the lead lap, but a minute 55 behind, so he is in danger here of getting lapped.
Yeah, back in 31st right now. You know, that obviously that's not the position you want to be in. So like you said, he is close to being lapped here. He is, let's see, looks like he's about 5 trucks, or there's about 4 trucks between him and the leader, Olenek.
Moving back up towards the front here. So Jonathan Beyer for Jonathan Beyer Racing up here in 12th. And so still trying to work his way up front. Now he's basically been in the top 10 pretty much all season. He just hasn't been able to finish the races. And so he's going to need some help here in order to finish this race in the top 5.
Yeah, for sure. You know, being in 12th, you know, he's there. He's near the top 10. He can almost taste it. It's one of those things you just got to work through this traffic here. I know there's a lap car in front of him, Taylor Smith. If he can catch him and get past him, he can start working on catching the top 10.
And back up front one more time. So Greg Olenek has actually dropped his lead down to 4 seconds. So Corey Saucier definitely making some gains.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know if that's just him racing really hard and just trashing those tires and losing the lead, or if, you know, again, he's just staying conservative and not really trying too hard. But it really does look like Saucier and Castellanos are really catching him right now, and it could be a good three-way battle for the lead here in a few laps.
Yeah, he can actually see him out of the front of his truck. It's not too far ahead. You can see that little green dot up there in the front. That's Greg Olenek.
Yeah, they're not too far back now, and one mistake from Olenek, you could lose a few spots here. Just one off track and getting real loose and spinning out in the grass. You could lose that lead really quick here.
Man, really tough race for a lot of drivers out here. So it looks like we've got 30 on the lead lap and 41 total who started off this race. So 11 trucks a lap down. So rough race so far for a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure. Some of these guys, all these guys here that are a lap down, I think they started back there. They haven't really lost that many spots. I've seen a few guys fall back here. I'm sorry, I was listening to chat there.
Oh, no problem at all. No, we don't have the chat on for obvious reasons. So.
Got a few drivers with some hot heads out there, So, yeah, we got right now we got Corey Saucier still. Oh, Greg Olenek. He just passed him.
Oh my goodness!
He's stuck in the wall.
And he can't get out of there, so he's going to have to take a tow.
Oh
no.
Wow.
We're going to go back and we're going to check that out with a rec replay by Sandwich Man. We're going to find out what happened here because Greg was just such a fantastic race so far. And you can see him coming off the track. Yeah.
I just heard it in chat there. He's a little upset at Corey Knight. He was coming up on him quick and had to slam on the brakes to avoid him and slid into the wall there.
Yeah, really, really tough luck for him. He can still get back out there, but that's basically going to hand everything over to Corey Saucier for the time being.
Yeah, and especially since he has to tow, I believe iRacing is going to say that he's got to go all the way back around the track for the tow, so it's probably going to be a really long tow, and he might lose a few laps here.
Yeah, Corey Saucier now in the lead. Now he's passing Corey Knight, putting Corey a lap down. Now Jose Castellanos right there on his tail. Now it's for the lead. This is not just for second and third anymore. So Jose's going to work extra hard.
Yeah, this is for the lead now for all the marbles. So it looks like he got a really good bus stop there. He might try to get him going into that final chicane. He's right on his bumper.
Oh, and usually at Daytona that is perfectly acceptable. Here at the road course, that's a little terrifying.
Yeah, especially if you're going into that really slow chicane here, you really don't want to be on someone's bumper. Oh, looks like Corey Saucier is going to go into the pits here.
Yeah, smart move actually. Go ahead, get the pit out of the way. You've only got 23 laps here to go, and he can probably make it the rest of the way once he gets into the pits.
Yeah, it's one of those strategy calls. I believe a fuel run is about 23 to 24 laps. So, it's just a strategy thing. Yeah, you might see Jose Castellanos just wait until 10 to go or something.
A few others getting down into the pits. So Daniel Baudler, Michael Dion, Matt Johnson. So a few others getting down in there. And, I'm kind of thinking about this because usually a race is 3 to 4 pit stops. And so I could see that maybe they might be out of tires and getting close on fuel.
Yeah, some of these guys are really trying hard to be up there in the top 5, top 10. So they might just ruin their tires and they might want to go in there and get some new ones. Oh, Jose. Woo! Real close to that tire wall there.
And that 92, that is not for position. So that's Rob Yost. And Rob just trying to stay on the lead lap here.
Yeah, he gets back by him. Like you said, he's going to try to stay on the lead lap. I don't think it's going to last too long here. I think Jose's going to try to get by him as quick as possible.
So I'm being told out there in the chat right now that it's a 2-stop race, that they only got about 12 laps in their happy hour on this fuel. So, that is not far at all. So this is about the right time then.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, if it is a two-stop race, if it's one of those two-stop races, I usually try to divide it into thirds myself. So, you know, it is a good time to come down pit road right now.
So Jose Castellanos will have to come down pit road here very shortly. Right now he's got a 34-second lead as he dives
There he
into the
goes.
pits. And so Michael Madden is next up on the track here, and Nathan Nixon, his teammate, right behind him.
Yeah, absolutely. See here, I'm trying to go back through the field and see if there's anybody that's in a battle right now. Looks like everyone's still pretty spread out.
Yeah, we got a lot of room out here on the track with it being 3.6 miles, and so a lot of room for people to kind of stay away from each other. But up front, Michael Madden makes that pass while Jose Castellanos is in the pits, and so it looks like Michael Madden will take the lead here. Well, maybe not. No, Jose getting out of the pits as quickly as possible, and he will maintain the lead by about a second and a half. Great driving by him.
Yeah, he had a really great pit stop, and I apologize to the audience. I know I sound different. I had to switch mics there, but yeah, he did a good job getting on and off of pit road, and you know, even with a lap, even with a lap newer tires from Michael Madden, he really couldn't capitalize on it.
So now Nathan Nixon up in second. Corey Saucier has made the pass on Michael Madden. And so Michael Madden back to fourth position. Now, Matt Johnson this entire time has snuck up into fifth position. So one of our playoff drivers from last season, an independent driver tonight, he is moving all the way up. He's moved up 10 positions from the start.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job going from 15th to 5th, you know, and it looks like he's just going to try to make his way through the field.
Yeah, biggest mover right now, Jonathan Beyer, up 22 positions. He started off in 31st place and has worked his way up. So Jonathan Beyer all over the place right now. He is passing trucks left and right.
Yeah, he's up, down, all around, you know. So he's doing a good job too. He's gained a lot of spots tonight.
And we're trying to look at it. Looks like I don't see Greg Olenek on the track anymore, so he may have jumped out of the server after that unfortunate wreck.
I believe he disconnected shortly after getting into the wall there.
Nathan Nixon still holding up second place. Now he's got 3.5 seconds to get to Jose Castellanos, and then he's got about 7 seconds on second place Corey Saucier. So Nathan kind of on an island right now by himself.
Yeah, he's doing good. You know, he made his way from 7th up to 2nd right now, and he passed his teammate Michael Madden. So you know, he's doing a good job, and he looks like he wants to run down Jose and get this win here tonight. Jose's putting on a clinic though. He's oh, never mind. As soon as I say that, Jose goes off track right in front of him. Oh man.
And so Nathan Nixon will take the lead, and just like that.
That's all it takes. It's one mistake going into the grass, and you lose all that time on somebody.
So let's go back and take a look and see how that happened for him with another wreck replay by Sandwich Man Racing and Sports Memorabilia. And Jose's just kind of going through the S's here and just building a lot of speed. And he just locks it up.
He missed his braking point and tried to get on the brakes a little too hard there and just slid right into the grass.
Wow. Does not take much at all, does it?
No, not at all. One mistake and you know you lose all that time. He's not too far back off of Nathan Nixon right now, so he's still got a shot, excuse me, to get up there and pass him back, but you know that's a spot lost and he's got to do everything he can to get back up there.
Yep, he's got 2.5 seconds on Jose Castellanos right now. And Corey Saucier still 7 seconds behind the leader. Michael Madden in 4th position, about 8.5 seconds behind the leader. And then you have Daniel Baudler in 5th, who's about 16 seconds behind the leader. So lots of space between the front 5 here.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you got Michael Dion back there in 6th. He's closing in on Baudler too.
Yeah, in fact, I believe this is the closest race on the track right now for position.
I believe so. I've been scanning the track to see if there's any more battles going on, but like I said before, it's pretty spread out.
So here we go. Now we got Jose Castellanos, and he's driving like a man possessed right now. He wants that lead back.
Oh yeah, he's driving mad right now, and you know, there's some drivers out there that drive their best when they're upset. So it looks like he might be one of them.
And so we're going to keep an eye on this race right here because it's the closest one on the track and the most important one right now, obviously, for the lead.
For sure. It looks like he's getting real close there.
And that was where Jose lost it that last turn. So he did a little bit better on that one.
Looks like we got one off track there. This is
Yeah.
the 89 of Doc Holliday. This battle's heating up again.
And again, we just have to see if Jose can make a pass here. So you were saying it earlier, he was super patient when it was him and Corey Saucier, but now he wants that lead back. So I'm not sure he's going to be as patient this time around.
Oh, for sure. He's probably still upset about going off track, and he's going to want to try to get around Nathan Nixon as soon as possible. Got a good bus stop there.
And so only 0.2 of a second separate these two. And again, the closest battle on the track right here for the lead. And so a lot of times these races, these road courses will end up with one guy just blowing the doors off of everybody. And that was Greg Olenek in the beginning. But after an unfortunate wreck where he got stuck in the wall.
Oh! Had to avoid him there. That cost them both some time.
Now, what happens when you hit those turtles? I mean, you just lose grip, right?
Oh yeah, and those turtles are so big. If you hit it hard enough, you're going to damage your car. So you want to stay off of them as much as possible. They really don't help you turn at all. So you just want to stay between them.
So again, back through the S's, and this is where they build up a lot of speed. You got to be careful not to lock it up right here, and they do a good job that time around.
Corey Saucier coming into the picture. They lost some time on him, so he's working his way back up there to him.
Yep, you can see how close they are. So Corey doesn't have too much further to get to him, and Michael Madden just behind as well. So this race is not over by a long shot.
No, of course not. You see Daniel Baudler's actually coming into the picture too. He's getting closer to Michael Madden.
So now, I mean, it looks a lot closer on the track than what it really is because Daniel Baudler is 12 seconds behind the leaders. But these two, they are definitely as close as they seem because Nathan Nixon, Jose Castellanos doing battle once again out on the oval.
Yeah, that's just about as close as you can get battling someone without touching them. So we'll see how they approach this bus stop here. I know Jose's been really good in it. We'll see if he gets a good one and gets a good run out of it and back on the oval here.
And again, it's just still the closest battle out here. Everybody else is kind of spread. Oh, we got a little bit of one. So Andrew Harris making a pass here on the 115. That's Jeffrey Stewart, the new driver for H2k Motorsports.
And that is for position 2. So that's another spot for Andrew Harris. Last week's winner, he's up to 20th. He's not doing so hot right now. But, you know, he has won a race, so maybe he can rebound and get back up there.
And again, he had that big off track a little bit earlier, and so it's just good to see him pointing forward again.
Yeah, of course. You know, once you get off track, the best thing for you is to just keep a level head and just drive smooth and try to make your way back up there.
Nathan Nixon still leads this race, and of course he could gain that all-important extra bonus point for leading the most laps if he can just maintain it.
Yeah, and you see some lap traffic coming into the picture here. Looks like he's just going to let him by, not fight him too hard.
Yeah, very classy by Jeffrey Stewart.
Got Andrew Harris up here. He's coming into the picture, so we'll see how they can get around him.
Now, this is where Jose could really use that lap traffic as a pick.
Yeah, he could use that to his advantage for sure. Looks like we got a truck just sitting on the track. That's Justin Cruckman.
Yeah, just kind of sitting backwards there.
picture right there. Ooh, Jose's getting real close to him.
And they're just going toe-to-toe this entire time, and I think Jose's just biding his time, just waiting on Nathan to make a mistake, but Nathan Nixon, one of our more consistent drivers, not very often that he makes one.
Yeah, you know, with those guys being as equal as they are, if I'm the 4, I'm starting to get a little frustrated seeing that bumper the whole time. So, ooh, looks like he got really close to him there. I heard in the chat, Nathan Nixon was telling the 4, you know, hey, we got some lap traffic up here. Let's try to take it easy and not hit each other. So, you know, it's a good strategy.
Yeah, work together and get more distance on 3rd and 4th place.
Looks like they're actually gaining a little bit of time on Saucier. He's not really closing in on him as much as he was before. And Michael Madden's actually dropping back off of Saucier as well. They get around the 141 here.
Yeah, we'll go back and check up on Michael Madden here very shortly. We'll wait to see if Nathan Nixon and Jose can get around this other lap traffic.
It looks like Andrew Harris is the next car yet again. We'll see if they can get around him.
Yep, Andrew Harris, our winner last week. And he said on the broadcast that he's not a good road driver. So just the fact that he's still up here and just now getting lapped is a good thing for him. So again, he's up in the top 20, and that's just not bad. If you're not a good road course driver, being in the top half of the field is not a bad day.
Oh yeah, for sure. If you know you're not good at a track and you're still in the top half, you're doing good. That's for sure.
So 3rd place, Corey Saucier, still about 4.5 seconds behind the leaders, and then Michael Madden about 5 seconds behind that. So Madden still got 10 seconds to go to get up there. But as we've seen in weeks previous, you know, Madden takes advantage when people mess up, and so that is how he won that second race that he won. He took advantage of another competitor's mistake, and with Nathan Nixon and Jose Castellanos driving bumper to bumper here, it's only a matter of time before somebody makes a mistake.
Oh yeah, especially if you're right on someone like that. You know, with being Jose, you can't really see your braking points too well, so sometimes you got to guess at it. And you know, one mistake could be all it takes.
But still, Nathan Nixon maintaining that lead, just not letting Jose pass, and that's got to be frustrating for Jose.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I said earlier, you see that bumper for 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 laps in a row, it really starts to get in your head, and you know, that's when people are prone to make mistakes. You just got to drive smooth and run your race.
Well, we were talking about mistakes. Let's go back and take a look at one that Corey Saucier just made. He was in the 3rd position, and he went off track, and he was off track for a good 8 seconds, and that allowed Michael Madden to take 3rd place away from him. You'll see it. He's coming in just a little bit hot. He gets it woed up.
Ooh, a little loose there.
Oh, and then just...
As soon as he gets back on the gas, it just steps away from him.
Yeah, he got those tires on the grass, and that allowed Michael Madden to move right past. So did Daniel Baudler.
Yeah, Baudler up another spot, so he's up to 4th now, and he's on almost right on the bumper of Michael Madden. He might take this 3rd spot here in a lap or two.
So there is your battle for 3rd position. And while that's going on up front, still a battle for 1st position as Nathan Nixon and Jose Castellanos still going at it.
Bumper to bumper coming out of that corner. I don't think these guys are ever going to separate unless one of them makes a mistake.
Oh, a little nudge.
Maybe a little bump and run.
Little nudge.
Man.
And I'm not sure that Jose meant to do that, because as soon as that happened, he backed off quickly.
Yeah, I think he overdrove the corner just a little bit there, and that's another one of those mistakes that, you know, look how much time it cost him.
And back in 3rd and 4th, Daniel Baudler has made the pass on Michael Madden, so Daniel Baudler now up in 3rd. He is our independent that is furthest up the track, so doing a great job out there for the independent drivers.
Yeah, right now, you know, if he doesn't make a mistake, that's going to be the sleeper pick. You know, he's making his way, he's picking these drivers off, and he's not too far from the leaders right now.
Right now, only 19 cars on the lead lap. 19 trucks. I'm sorry, 18 trucks on the lead lap now. And so it is starting to dwindle down, but these top 5 have really been going at it. Now, Corey Saucier got back on the track. He is up in 6th position, but he's trying to track down Michael Dion from Kmr Warrior Racing, who is up here in 5th.
Yeah, and that's another one of those sleeper drivers. He started in 8th. He's up to 5th. He's gained a few spots, and, you know, just he's moving forward right now.
Yep, just little by little, and that's all it takes here on a road course.
Yeah, road course racing is all about consistency and capitalizing on others' mistakes. So, you know, he's doing a good job at that.
Now, 3 of Kmr Warrior Racing are still on the lead lap, so they are doing a great job of that. 3 of Jonathan Beyer Racing are on the lead lap still as well, and 3 of Rev Racing are still on the lead lap also. So, got some team driving going on, doing a great job.
Yeah, this team battle can heat up here, especially with 3 drivers from each of those teams still in the lead lap.
You can see the view from Jose Castellanos' truck as he's coming back out onto the big track, just doing everything he can to catch Nathan Nixon.
Yeah, and that right there is a good view of it, of what the driver sees. That's one of the most frustrating things. Once you see that in your windshield for 10 laps straight, it starts to get in your head. You know, and earlier he overdrove that corner and got into the back of Nathan Nixon, and that's just one of those mistakes. Looks like he's going to get a great bus stop here, though. Going to get right back on his bumper.
Yeah, that's where he's gaining all the time on the track. Nathan just trying to be sure he doesn't mess up in that bus stop, but that allows Jose to catch right back up.
Yeah, I think Nathan was taking it real easy through that corner, and Jose was just driving as hard as he could. So we'll see if they can get back to bumper racing here in a little bit.
Oh, Jose goes a little wide.
Oh, making more mistakes. Man.
Now, while that's going on, Daniel Baudler has pulled 3 seconds away from 4th place Michael Madden, so Baudler has nothing but 2nd and 1st in front of him, but that's still 10 seconds ahead.
Yeah, and that's a pretty big gap at a road course for sure. It's going to take a mistake from both of these top 2 drivers for Daniel to make up a lot of time on him.
Yeah, we still have 14 laps here. We still have 1 more pit stop to go as well, and so anything can happen.
Yeah, the money stop's coming up soon, and you know all it takes is you slide through your pit box, you stop too short, you speed on pit road. That could drastically change your race.
Yeah, we've already seen how one of the leaders, Greg Olenek, was so far ahead, and he got into an incident there with some lap traffic, and that ruined his night. And so that could happen here as well. We hope it doesn't, but we've seen it more than one occasion.
Yeah, that lap traffic always comes into play, especially at a road course. So, that could obviously change the outcome. And I don't think there's really too much lap traffic right now that's near these leaders. I see Nicholas St. Germain that's just a few seconds ahead. Robert Yost is going into the bus stop now. So they don't really have too many lap traffic in front of them right now. But, it could come into play once these pit stops happen.
Now, keep in mind, Rob Yost was in danger of going a lap down a few laps ago, and now all of a sudden he's a couple cars in front of the leaders, not really in too much danger just yet. So he is starting to kind of pull away from the leaders with all those incidents that had happened.
Yeah, and it's I think it's got a little bit to do as well with the leaders getting caught up in that lap traffic, losing some time, and them getting into each other as well. That time lost is another driver's gain. And Robert Yost is doing a good job staying out in front of those guys.
And again, Jose makes some good time on that bus stop. Oh, Nathan Nixon diving into the pits.
Yep, here we go. He's probably going to bring a few more drivers with him, too.
This is going to be tough for him. 13 laps to go. We've seen some drivers. Yeah, we've seen some drivers go 14, but not very many.
Yeah, it's you can be conservative on these tires and managing your fuel, too, and you could get that extra little bit to make it 14 laps, but we'll see how it goes. Michael Madden also into the pits.
Now, Jose Castellanos was one of the last ones to pit in that first cycle, so he pitted on lap 14, and so if he can go another 2 or 3 laps here, then he is going to have some nice fresh tires to get towards the end of this race.
Yeah, pitting a lap later than everyone else the first time gives him a chance to, pit a lap later again. So, it gives him a better opportunity to keep all the fuel in the car and not run out. He'll probably come in this lap if I had to predict it. Since he just came in a lap after everyone else that last time. So we'll see what he does here. Looks like Nathan Nixon's already back out on the track.
Yep, and it looks like a 35-second difference between Jose. Whoa!
And Daniel Baudler and Brandon Domain almost got into each other.
Michael Madden went off track.
Man, everyone's just all over the place right now.
Michael Dion up here with Brandon Domain. And then you have Andrew Harris, who's a lap down, still racing out there as well.
Yeah, with lap traffic, obviously you want to be respectful and let the leaders go, but if you want to fight for that lap too. You don't just want to let them by you so easily.
So Michael Dion trying to break into the top 5 here for Kmr Warrior Racing. Up front, Jose Castellanos, he's going to come off of this corner, and we'll see if he dives in this time or not.
He's staying out there.
He is still going. So now he does have a 30-second lead on second place, Matt Johnson. Matt Johnson has not pitted yet either. And then the first person that has pitted is Nathan Nixon, who is 33 seconds behind Jose right now.
Yeah, and it looks like Daniel Baudler is actually starting to catch Nixon a little bit here. He's coming into the picture.
Oh!
Nixon.
Right in front of the leader.
Woo, man.
Oh, and the leader gets sideways.
That's scary. As someone spins right in front of you like that, and then you just lose all train of thought, and you don't know where to pick up the throttle, and just gets sideways on you. But he did a good job saving it, not getting himself into any more trouble than needed to be there.
And even through all of that, he actually extended the lead over Nathan Nixon by about a second. So now we're talking 35 seconds almost. And Daniel Baudler down to 3-second difference between him and Nathan Nixon for second place.
Yeah, I think when Nixon passed Jeff Stewart there, I think they were in the final chicane, so that did slow him down a little bit and allowed Baudler to catch up to him a little bit.
So Jose still needs to pit, and so it's going to be really interesting to see how long that pit stop takes. If Nathan Nixon and Daniel Baudler can make up all that ground. Baudler is just on fire right now. He has dropped that time. He was 4 seconds behind Nathan Nixon. Now he is 2.
Yeah, he's coming really quick. Like I said, he's that sleeper pick. I feel like he can go through the field and steal a win here from these truck regulars.
Michael Dion up here finally making it into the top 5. He's got Brandon Domain right in front of him for 4th position. He's got Michael Madden right behind him trying to do battle.
Oh yeah, Michael Madden coming back into the picture. He's still got to get by Harris, who's a lap down right now. But it's a good 3-truck battle right now.
Jose dropping into the pits, so now we will find out if Nathan Nixon and Daniel Baudler can come around and take that first position away while he is in the pits.
Yeah, we'll see if those 2-lap fresh tires prevail here. Obviously the lap times are going to be quicker if you're on fresh tires. So we'll see if Nathan Nixon made the right call to get in front of Jose here, or if Jose can, maintain and get off pit road in front of him. Looks like he had a pretty quick pit stop there. He's coming out right now. Yeah,
it does not look like he took any tires at all.
Oh, Jose Castellanos spins it off of pit road. Oh no.
And now Nixon will get around him, and Jose still has to go all the way around.
Goes right by him there. Daniel Baudler coming into the picture. He's going to take second. He is almost right on Nathan Nixon right now. This could get interesting here.
I'm not sure if Jose took any tires there. It was only a 7-second pit stop. That might be fuel only.
It might have been. I don't know if, maybe he took 2, but, I don't think that was the right call. I think he should have taken 4. Coming off a pit road there, it does get pretty loose, and he just lost it.
And now here is the battle for the lead. Nathan Nixon up front, Daniel Baudler behind. Daniel has been catching him every single lap, and let's see if he can make this pass.
Yeah, last time around he had an almost 2.5 second faster lap time. He's catching him really quick. He's doing all he can.
Now coming into this this chicane up here, this is kind of where people have been catching Nathan Nixon. So let's see if he can hold off Daniel Baudler here.
We will see. I know Jose's been good in the bus stop. I don't know if he's going to be as good without fresh tires, but yeah, it looks like Baudler's catching Nixon through the bus stop here. He shrunk that lead a little bit there.
So he is on his way. So only 0.7 of a second now separate Nixon and Baudler.
It's closing in on him pretty quick. We're going to have 10 laps to go at the line, so there's not much time left.
And now we're down to 15 drivers on the lead lap.
Yeah, and that's less than half the field. So, you know, even if you make a mistake in the top 15, you still got a pretty good shot at getting a good points finish tonight. But, you know, these drivers are fighting really hard. We've already seen so many mistakes happen, you know, and we've always had a great lead or a great battle up here for the lead. So it looks like it's going to continue all the way to the end.
Oh, and Baudler!
Oh my goodness.
That is certainly not going to help things. He is going to get a lot of time taken off there. So, and now here comes Jose Castellanos.
Looks like he took the corner wide. But yeah, that was a pretty big hit there. Cost him a lot of time. Baudler's pretty upset in the chat right now.
Yeah, it's just so hard when you have so many lap trucks, and you got to remember here on a road course, only about half these guys have ever even run a road course before, and so it's hard to have the expectations. You know, you don't really know what to expect around a lot of these trucks.
Yeah, and especially guys that, you know, they say that they're not good road racers, and you know they end up with being in the top half. You know, anything can happen. Like you said, some of these guys have never ran a road course in their life, and they're doing pretty good.
And Nixon now has a 6.5 second lead because of that wreck that Baudler had back there. So and now Baudler has to be careful because Jose Castellanos is right there on his tail.
Yeah, he's right there, and he's got a little bit of damage. Baudler does. I don't know if that's going to affect his straight line speed. He's got a little bit of left front damage. We'll see if Jose can get past him here. But Nixon's looks like he's gonna extend this lead a little bit more.
And so there is the race there for second position. So Jose and Daniel going toe to toe. It's only about a 1 second difference there, and that is the closest race on the track. Oh, I made a mistake. Here we go. So.
I was just about to say, I'm looking through the field to see if there's any more battles going on right now. We see a pass right there, Jonathan Beyer.
And going back up front, Nathan Nixon still maintaining his lead. About 5 seconds now over Baudler. It was 6, and so Baudler still has a shot at this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we got. I know I said 10 laps isn't a lot of time, but you know, if you can make up a second per lap, he'll definitely get to him.
And really, that's just doing a couple corners better than the other guy.
Oh yeah, it's very easy to lose time in just one corner. So you know, you got to get as much out of it as you can without making any mistakes.
And now it is down under 5 seconds. So Baudler definitely making up time here. And if we can just pull up. Now, you can see that Nixon had, 4.5 seconds better. That's because Baudler wrecked. But look at what's been happening those previous laps. It looks like Baudler has had some fantastic laps, including his best lap of the night, that 157.
Yeah, and that lap 23, I believe that's the lap that they pit. Baudler had he had a very good pit stop going down pit road and coming off of it. Gained 5 seconds that lap. He's shrinking that lead really quickly, and I'll be interested to see, if he can make up just enough time to get back to him here at the end.
And he's put some distance on Jose Castellanos too. Jose was within half a second, and now he is 5 seconds back.
He is definitely a man on a mission right now, and I can tell you he is probably the most upset driver out there, even more upset than Jose.
And now it's down to 4 seconds. And so we're talking almost 2 seconds a lap here that Baudler is ticking off on Nathan Nixon. But getting up to somebody's bumper and passing them are two different things.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, I've always been in that situation, or I have been in that situation before where, you know, you catch up to someone and it's almost impossible to get around them. But, you know, if he's a second and a half per lap, if he's making up that kind of time, you can already see him in the picture up there. He'll definitely get to him before the end.
Out there in the chat, Miss Jackie Beyer saying, go John, talking about Jonathan Beyer, who is back here in 9th position right now. So still having a great top 10 drive for Jonathan Beyer, the captain of Jonathan Beyer Racing.
Yeah, considering that he started 31st, he is up a ton of spots right now. So good on him for making up all those spots during the race and, you know, keeping it clean out there.
His teammate Jack Johnson, a couple of spots behind, has gained 25 spots. And so all of Jonathan Beyer Racing has been improving for the most part.
And they might be taking that strategy of, you know, starting the race in the back, trying to let everybody else have their problems and just capitalizing on those mistakes and getting up there to the top 10.
Still a 4.5 second lead between Baudler and Nathan Nixon with 8 laps to go. We're about to come to 7 to go. Does Baudler have what he needs to have in order to catch up to Nathan Nixon, who has been up front for a lot of this race?
We will see. I know that that looked like a pretty hard hit that Baudler had, but it doesn't look like his truck's damaged too much, so I don't think it's slowing him down all that much.
No, but Nixon's still maintaining that 5-second lead, so we'll see. And again, these bus stops, these chicanes have been the toughest part for Nathan Nixon. That's where he's lost the most time. But right now, I'm not sure if Baudler's truck is hurt or what, but Baudler not being able to catch up right now.
Yeah, if Nathan Nixon can maintain this lead for the next 7 laps, he's definitely got this one in the bag. But, you know, we'll see if, I don't know if Baudler might have used up his tires too much, you know, trying to catch him there, and Nathan's just capitalizing on that. But we will see in the coming laps.
Now Nathan Nixon out front, not really any trucks directly in front of him right now. So he's got a little bit of clear skies for a little while at least. You can see Baudler has a couple of cars in front of him. So still some work to do.
See if this lap traffic comes into play. It looked like Nixon got around Taylor Smith pretty easy there. We'll see if Baudler has the same success if he can get up to him.
Yeah, Taylor Smith is one of those drivers that he'll stay out of your way. He's a good dude.
Yeah, for sure. And watching some of these guys race, there are a few people that are you know, trying to be Ryan Newman out there, you know, running their line, not necessarily being in the way per se, but you know. And then you do have some other guys that'll just get out of your way and let you race. But we'll see how Baudler can handle it if he can ever get up to him. Looks like he's not really gaining that much time on Nixon right now.
No, he's not
losing time.
He's not gaining anything right now. But back here, Corey Saucier trying to work on Brandon Domain for 7th position. And so Corey Saucier, who was up front for a lot of this race too, he is trying to work his way back up.
Yeah, got up to 2nd, excuse me. You know, he's back to 8th. You know, he's had an up and down race so far. It's good to see him still in the top 10. And then right now you got to focus on Michael Madden. He's up in 4th. You know, he's had a roller coaster of a race too. He's been up there up front, kind of went back a little bit, and now he's back up into 4th.
Yeah, and of course, just him being ahead of Corey Saucier right now, that definitely helps his standings in the championship because that was the only guy that was really close to him at the time. So if Madden can maintain this lead, then he's going to extend his point standings lead.
Absolutely, and that's what you want to do. You want to keep that 2nd place guy behind you as much as you possibly can, and he's doing a good job at you know, staying consistent, getting back up to the top 5. So if he finishes where he's at right now, he should extend that points lead.
But Nixon now getting into some lap traffic here with Kevin Jobin. Kevin gets out of the way and just lets him go right past. But Daniel Baudler now only 3.5 seconds behind. So we will see if he can make the pass here on Taylor Smith and then work his way forward some more.
Yeah, I think Nathan Nixon was driving a little easy around lap traffic there, trying to get around them. I do see, it looks like 3 trucks right ahead of Nathan Nixon that he might have to get around here in a few laps.
Yeah, it might be a few more laps before he gets there, but right now, nothing but blue skies in front of him. As we go back and check up on Baudler and see if he can make this pass or not.
We will see. Heard in chat he was asking if he could have that chicane. It looks like Taylor Smith's going to give it to him here.
Yeah, and again, those two have raced together before. Both good guys. They don't want to hurt each other. They just want to have a good race.
Yeah, of course. You know, it's never a good idea to just be in people's way and get in contact with them and stuff like that. Especially if you're lap traffic. Taylor Smith back in 27th, not really having the race that he wanted to have, but he's doing all he can to stay out of these leaders' way and letting them race. And it looks like Baudler, he's coming back into the picture here. I don't know if he was saving, but it looks like he's catching back up to Nixon again.
Yep, 3.5 seconds difference. 5 laps to go. He is going to have to do something really big here in the next 2 laps in order to have a shot at this.
Yeah, for sure. He's going to have to drive the wheels off that truck to try to get back up to him, or hope Nathan Nixon makes a mistake. But looks like Nixon isn't really close to the next lap car right now. So he should have some clear track in front of him to maybe extend the lead. We'll see what happens here.
Now again, Nixon started off in the 7th position, worked his way up to the front. Daniel Baudler started off in the 2nd position, and that is where he is right now. So just a couple drivers here starting off in the top 10 and really just maintaining it the entire race.
Yeah, and Baudler, he's one of the most competitive guys out there. He, like I said earlier, he's a checkers or wreckers kind of guy. Second isn't good enough for him, and I'm the same way. Second is never good enough for me. I always want to get that win. And him being in a different series, not racing for points here, he's just in it for the money. He wants to go out there and win that race.
Well, Nixon got a little bit wide on that corner, so now it's only 2.25 seconds, and so this is about to get become a race a little bit quicker than we thought it would.
Yeah, like I said earlier, it only takes one mistake, and you lose a lot of time. Even just getting loose, coming onto the oval or going in the infield, getting loose, something like that, it just erases half a second right there.
Oh, and even though he got to that wreck a little bit earlier, you got to know that Baudler is loving this. He loves to be on the hunt.
Yeah, I kind of like it too. As much as I like being up front the whole race, I do like being behind someone. Putting the pressure on him. It is really fun. Make the other driver make a mistake and capitalize on it.
Well, they've got 10 seconds on 3rd place right now, so plenty of time, plenty of distance between 3rd place and Daniel Baudler. And so now it's just down to these 2 trucks in 4 laps.
Yeah, where you had Jose didn't take any tires that last pit stop. I think it hurt him a little bit there. He's dropping back really quickly. But yeah, Nathan Nixon here, it looks like he's holding about the same lead on Baudler. Maybe inching ever so closer to him.
While we have just a brief moment, just keep in mind we do have draft day for the All-Star race on May the 1st. So keep that in mind as those 4 captains are going to be watching not just this race, but every race between now and then to pick their teams. And then the other thing that we have going on pretty soon here is a charity race for St. Jude. Very good cause, something that's near and dear to our hearts here in the Memphis area. So Friday, February 26th at 8:30 p.m. $20 to get into that thing. It's a fixed cup race at Daytona, and so first place is going to take home $200 on that one. So go to Rev Up for the Cause on Facebook and sign up for that race.
Yeah, it's always great to have these charity races. I know a lot of guys, a lot of guys do have a lot of charity races on the service, and it's a good thing to see, especially for programs like St. Jude that help children out. And like you mentioned, the All-Star race, you're not just drafting Cup Series drivers, you're drafting drivers from all 3 series. So these team captains are looking out. They're going to look out tomorrow, and they're going to look out on Sunday to see, what drivers are going to be a good pick for them.
Well, Baudler just literally gained a full second of time there, and now he is within half a second of our leader.
Yeah, that bus stop and that chicane for Nathan Nixon, I think that's his kryptonite, and Baudler is loving it. He is almost right there.
And now Baudler just really has to rely on his experience here and not overextend. A lot of times when you see that leader right in front of you, you overextend a little bit and you're the one that makes a mistake. He's just got to stay calm and take his time and make this pass.
Yeah, like I was talking earlier about Jose, you know, you see that bumper in front of you, you want to try as hard as you possibly can to get up to the inside of him or get around him. And, you know, that sometimes can lead to mistakes. And we've already seen it a bunch of times tonight. So we'll see if Baudler can keep a level head, get up to him, and maybe pass him here at the end.
And you got to think that Nixon's getting nervous. He's seen that lead just dwindle and dwindle, and now it's go time. So 3 laps to go, and he's just got to hold off Baudler for all 3 of those laps. But again, Baudler, great road course driver here.
Yeah, this is definitely Nathan Nixon's race to lose here, and you know, there's a lot of pressure on him right now. Daniel Baudler is right there. He's within half a second. And, you know, all the pressure's on Nathan Nixon right now. Looks like
Baudler goes into the inside.
Gets to the inside and locks it up. Woo! Almost got into him.
Oh, I can't believe they stayed clean in that.
I can't either. I thought he was going to just clean him out right there.
And Nixon goes back to leading by 0.8 of a second as Baudler is going to have to figure out another way.
And he's going to have to try again to get up to him, you know. One mistake like that, you're going to have to drive a little bit harder to get back to him.
And here comes bus
like
stop.
I said before, yeah, that bus stop, that's Nathan's kryptonite here. Baudler cut a big chunk out of that lead.
So now we will go one more time. So still 3 laps to go, about to come to 2 laps to go. So anything could happen here in the next 2 laps. They still have 13 seconds on 3rd place. So it's just between these 2.
He's right on him. Woo.
He thought about going inside there.
He thought about it. Oh, they both get loose off the corner. You know, at some point they got to think about, or Baudler's got to think about using that bumper, you know, pushing them into the chicane or into the bus stop, getting them a little loose.
Now, while that's going on, going back just a couple spots, Michael Madden, only 2 seconds away from 3rd place, Jose Castellanos. So a great drive by Michael Madden.
Yeah, he's doing good. You know, again, he started back in 6th. He's up to 4th. He's had a roller coaster night back and forth, but, you know, he finds himself in a good spot. And I think he might be able to get himself a top 3 here if he plays his cards right.
And so taking a look at it from Daniel Baudler's point of view, oh, and you can see this might be it.
Nathan might have missed his braking point there a little bit.
Such a close race and such tight quarters here.
And it's about 1.5 laps to go. It's go time.
And as we come down into this bus stop, this chicane, you're about to see that lead dwindle away. This is where Baudler shines and where Nixon is not the best.
And we'll see what happens here. You know, the next 2 set of corners here, and that's where Baudler's beating him at. Gets on the brakes a little later. He's right there. He can reach out and touch that truck.
Oh, and Baudler gets a little loose.
A little sideways, and that's all it takes to get rid of that run.
And so Nixon still maintains that lead.
This is going to get crazy going into the last lap here.
And Baudler stays on that bumper. Now we got lap traffic too, so this is going to get really interesting as we come to the white flag.
Absolutely. That lap traffic is going to put a monkey wrench in everything here.
So white flag for Nathan Nixon. We'll see if he can hold off Daniel Baudler.
And Baudler does such a good job at these braking zones. It looks like he outbraked him again there. He's right on his bumper. See if he can make a move coming out of the S's here. Looks like he's going to go to the inside. Oh,
not quite.
He almost got into it. Looks like he's going to get a good exit here. He's going to go to his right side.
And now with 2 lap trucks in front of him, what do they do here?
One of them just went off track.
That's Joe Ruggles going off track. Oh,
he got into the back of him. He's right on his bumper.
Oh, and Baudler gets sideways.
Loose. He's close enough now that I think that bus stop and that chicane, ooh, both get a little loose. I think that bus stop and that chicane might play into Baudler's favor. It's going to be a tight one here.
This is going to be the race right here. I think on this chicane and this bus stop, this is going to be the race, I believe.
Nathan's already on the radio telling these lap trucks to get out of the way. Oh,
and he almost didn't. Oh, Nathan gets into the grass.
Oh, he gets loose. Baudler goes right by
Baudler
him on
gets
the outside. Oh, man.
And so I'm not sure if that kind of came from that lap traffic just kind of spooking him a little bit there. But Daniel Baudler now will take that lead and just got these last two, and Nixon's right on his bumper.
And Baudler's going to get it on the last lap. What a
wow.
let him have it.
Not sure what just happened there, but Nathan Nixon is going to win this race.
I'm trying to listen here to see if he might have ran out of gas.
Did he run out of gas?
He ran out of gas.
Oh, my gosh. He ran out of gas on the last corner.
Oh, my goodness. Ran out of gas on the last lap.
Oh, wow.
That's gotta hurt.
And Nathan Nixon wins the race in the last corner because of fuel.
We thought it was over coming out of the chicane, but it wasn't.
Oh, wow.
What a finish.
Out there in the chat, everybody's saying, what just happened? Yes, Baudler ran out of fuel.
I thought he was being nice and just let him have the win, but man, I saw his RPM start to jump, and I thought he ran out of gas, and he did.
Oh, my goodness. I cannot wait to hear what Baudler has to say about that one.
I am very, very much interested in what he's got to say about this.
Oh, it's going to be an insane interview.
We got Jose Castellanos coming in third. It looks like Michael Madden might have made a mistake. He actually finished about 10 seconds behind Jose.
And we're just kind of letting the scoring kind of settle out because some of these trucks are taking a little while to get around to finish that race. So we will get those results up here for you very shortly. But only 11 cars on the lead lap. And so that is how much crazy action there was out there. There was no way to cover every single corner.
No, of course not. With a big track like this and everyone spread out, I know there's probably some things that we missed. But, man, we got a lot of action tonight for sure.
Yes, we did. Nathan Nixon with the win. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to Rev Racing, and he gets a nice little playful bump there. As a congratulations.
Yeah, and it was a good race for Rev. You had him, you had Michael Madden up in fourth. He's definitely gonna extend that lead on Corey Saucier, who finished eighth. So, it was a good night for Rev Racing, that's for sure.
Yeah, and it looks like Rev Racing will extend their points lead in the team championship as well.
Yeah, just an all-around good night for those guys. Even if Nathan didn't win this race, Rev Racing still had a good night. But man, what a finish! We'll see Nathan Nixon celebrate here.
We will watch that celebration if he still has fuel. Let's say that.
Yeah, we'll see. He might be waiting on his teammate there, Michael Madden, coming into the picture.
And so this is 3 of the first 4 weeks won by Rev Racing, and you know what? I think Nixon's out of fuel too.
I think
he is. He's out of fuel.
No RPMs. He's out.
This is not going to be much of a burnout, folks. Wow, what a great race! All right, well, let's pull up the results here. Not going to be a burnout tonight. Oh, we got a little bit of stuff going on.
Okay. Well, it looks like he was waiting.
Oh, okay. There we go.
There he goes.
There we go. Got a few spins of the tire.
Oh, he might be out now.
Oh, that's amazing. All right.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. So Nathan Nixon from Rev Racing up in first. Daniel Baudler from he's an independent from the Xfinity Series in second. Jose Castellanos from Kmr Motorsports brings it up in third. Michael Madden from Rev Racing in fourth, and then Matt Johnson, an independent, comes in fifth.
Yeah, Brandon Domain from Kmr Motorsports in sixth. Michael Dillon from Kmr Warrior Racing in seventh. Corey Saucier, the second place in points, back there in eighth for R&D Motorsports. Jonathan Beyer, Jack Johnson round out the top 10 for Jonathan Beyer Racing.
Yep, Cole Martin from Bronco Motorsports in 11th, Bruce Hamston from Tank Racing in 12th, Sean Kozier from Rev Racing in 13th, Rob Yost Jr. from Team SRN up in 14th, and then Nicholas St. Germain from Kmr Warrior Racing in 15th.
And Pierre-Luc Rioux, another Kmr Racing driver. We got Kyle Wemble in 17th for Jonathan Beyer Racing. Jonathan Beyer Racing had a good night, too. 3 drivers in the top 20. We got Cody Riggs for Rev Racing at 18th, Jeffrey Stewart for H2k in 19th, and Andrew Harris for Bronco in 20th.
What a fantastic race. What a finish. And I know already out there in the Discord channel, people are saying what a great finish and posting pictures of that finish. So great driving out there for everybody. Let's see if we can't get a couple of interviews here. Let's start off. You know what? I don't see Jose Castellanos anywhere in the chat. So not really sure we can get him here.
Yeah, I don't see him in the Discord.
No, he is not out there. So let's move on. Let's get Daniel Baudler up here and see what he has to say about this entire race here. So, hey Daniel, this is Sean and Tim up in the booth. How's it going, man?
Well, we could have been doing a little better.
I bet. So take me through the last 5 laps because you were just hounding him, tracking him down. At what point did you look down and see, oh crap, I'm out of fuel?
Yeah, the last 5 laps were pretty intense, but man, we were running really intense from about the beginning of that second cycle of stops and trying to run him back down because I got myself way behind, early in the race with some of that bad luck. But yeah, pretty intense there, and I don't know. I honestly was coming down into the last chicane, and when I came out of it, I just kind of glanced down at my gauges again, and I saw the fuel was glowing red. So I was like, well, hopefully we can make it here, and it sputtered, and man, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, I said this during the race when you were out there. I'm one of those guys. I'm just like you. You hate to finish second. You always want to win the race. It's disappointing when you don't. But you still had a solid finish tonight. You finished second, so you're still in a payout spot. But congratulations for finishing second. I know it was a hard-fought battle. You got into some incidents there when you were trying to track down Nixon, but you did a good job passing him. It's just unfortunate you ran out of fuel there at the end.
Yeah, I've been working real hard this week on my road racing game. I got to thank RSR Road Racing School, man. They'll almost get you there. Just come up a little bit short. I guess we'll have to go back to the calculator there.
Well, so I know earlier this week you kind of said that you hadn't run that many laps here at Daytona Road Course. So what is it that you saw that can help you in tomorrow's race since you're running for Xfinity tomorrow too?
Just a lot of basically track layout. I've ran over 350 laps this week just trying to get ready for this between the trucks and Xfinity and stuff. So just track layout. I didn't have much experience with this track before this week and stuff, so just really been focusing on that. And the Xfinity car, I don't know, it feels a lot heavier than the truck for sure. So the braking zones are a little bit different, but definitely learned a lot to take to tomorrow night. So hopefully we can have a pretty good result there.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations on a great race tonight, and we will see you tomorrow night in the Xfinity Series.
Yeah, thank you guys. Congratulations to Nathan Nixon too, by the way. I mean, he ran a heck of a race there, so well-deserved win for him.
All right, buddy. Have a great night.
Have a good
You
one.
too. Thanks, guys.
All right, well, let's see if we can't get the man of the hour in here, and I'm sure that he was not happy as you had Daniel Baudler passing him, and then all of a sudden Baudler's out of gas, and so, hey, Nathan, this is Sean and Tim up in the booth. How's it going, buddy?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing good. So take us through the thought process. Baudler passes you on the last lap. You're probably not very happy about it, and then all of a sudden you see him slowing down.
Yeah, I can't repeat what I was saying on the radio, but I was pretty much I was counting it off, but then I thought about the last, I don't know, however many laps I noticed he was behind me. I would always pull him a little bit on that NASCAR chicane. So I knew, okay, well, if I get this right, chances are I can get close. And then I got close, but as he pulled off, I was like, well, if there's someone to lose to, I guess it's him. And then I was like, wait, whoa. So, and
Yeah.
I'll take that any day of the week. I had a good run going, and me and him got together last week too. And so I was like, of all people, I'm gonna be racing you for this win.
Yeah, I was listening to the radio chatter. I know you were really disappointed. I'm sure your heart just sank to your stomach there when he passed you going through the bus stop, and then everything just reversed, and you had so much joy coming out of that last chicane. So, congratulations on the win. But great race by you. You did a good job maintaining, and you were there when it counted.
Yeah, thanks. With lap cars was interesting the whole race, and I was trying to I was trying to let the guy know, like, hey, I don't remember what I said, but basically it'd really suck if you were in front of us when it came to this bus stop. And instead of, I don't know, but that made him just like instantly slow down, and I wasn't expecting it, so it ruined the whole bus stop for me. Because I asked him to kind of stay out of the way, but then he like didn't want to be in there at all, and I was like, okay, now what?
Well, so what did you learn tonight that could possibly help you tomorrow? Because you get that free entry into the Xfinity series. So what is it that you saw that maybe could benefit you over some of the drivers that maybe didn't practice as much this week?
Definitely braking, and not overdriving the turn. That was probably the biggest thing. I had way too much practice, more than I wanted for the 24-hour Daytona race. So I knew the track, and I knew kind of braking points, and I did a bunch of practice in the trucks to learn the differences between the trucks and a GTE car. So that'll be the biggest thing. I got to do lots of practice in the Xfinity car to see what's different about that. But braking, that's key here. It's all braking, so you can exit the turn, hammer down.
Well, man, last question here. So Rev Racing, of course, up in the team standings. They're in first already. And then you guys had a phenomenal night tonight. You had 4 guys in the top 20. So you guys are going to extend that lead. What do you think of that going into Daytona? Do you guys have a target on your back, or is that where you love to be?
I think it's a little of both. I definitely think that's where we want to be, especially going into a place like Daytona, because that's roll of the dice. You never know. And everyone's also going to have a target on our back. But the good thing is we got a good team, and we're going to work together, make sure we all get good finishes next week.
Well, man, congratulations on a great night tonight, and we will see you tomorrow night in the Xfinity series, and then we'll see you in another 2 weeks at Daytona back here again, but this time on the big track.
Thank you. I'd like to dedicate this one to our team owner, Adam. This one's for you, boss.
I'm sure he is smiling ear to ear right now. So, Adam Pettit, great guy out there. So, great job tonight. I'm sure he's proud of you. We're proud of you. We will see you tomorrow night, man.
Thank you very much. See ya.
All right. So, Tim, I mean, based on what we saw here tonight, I mean, basically just keep the car clean, I mean, is really all I saw.
Pretty much, just stay consistent, keep the car clean, and don't get in your own head.
Well, we do have another race here in the Truck Series in 2 weeks. We're coming right back here to Daytona. We're going to be on the big track. This is going to be one of those races that nobody wants to miss because there's just action from start to finish. We're not going to get spread out like we did tonight.
Yeah, with super speedway racing, it's always in a tight pack. So there's always going to be swapping positions the whole time. So it's going to be a completely different experience than what it was tonight, and I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yep, that will be the Flavor Bomb 125, sponsored by Flavor Bomb Seasonings. So definitely get out there and get your Flavor Bomb seasonings before then. They are absolutely incredible. But then our very next broadcast tomorrow night, we are right back here for the road course for the Xfinity Series for the Road to Daytona 150.
Yeah, and then it's gonna be hard to top what happened tonight. Tonight was a great race and a great finish. So we'll see if the Xfinity Series race and even the Cup Series race can top what happened tonight.
Well, definitely come on back and see us tomorrow night. Going to be a great time. But for myself, Sean Griffith, and Timothy Latham, everybody have a great night. And remember to go faster.
Good night.